Alright, good morning everybody. We are in Virginia, and boy do I got a story to tell you guys and gals. So I just left a place that I got to yesterday at 3 o'clock and had according to my computer, I had a open window from 3 to 6:30 p.m. on Friday for a live load. So I get there at 3 o'clock. They tell me that my live load is 6:30 p.m. Well, I would have been out of hours, I told the guy. He said, no problem. He said, just drop your trailer in the back, do your 10-hour break. You can do that on our lot, and we'll get you loaded. I said, okay, cool. That's fine with me. That way I'll get loaded, and I'll be ready to roll in the morning. So about 7:45, I'm still awake, doing my 10-hour break, and I called into the office there, and I said, hey, what's up? You know, and they said, let's see, I talked to a woman at that point. I said, did you guys forget about me? She goes, oh, no, we got you. We'll get you all set. She even called my name. She knew who I was. And I said, okay. And I said, because I still see my trailer sitting there. She goes, no problem. We're going to get to you. I said, okay. So I went ahead and I fell asleep. And 12:45, I wake up. And I see my trailer still sitting there. So I called back and I said, hey, you know, I was told I was going to get loaded. What's up? And the guy says, well, we'll get to it sometime today. Now, today meaning Saturday, because it's 12:15. So anyways, the guy says, no worry, you know, he says, if you want to call your dispatcher, let them know that, you know, you want to put you on something else, whatever, just let us know. And I said, well, right now, I said, no, just keep me the way you got me. Just, you know, go ahead and load me, because I said, I'm still taking my 10-hour break. I think at the time I did tell him I still had an hour left of my 10-hour break, and I said, you know, I could leave in an hour, but I said, I'll just go back to bed, and then I'll go ahead and, you know, give you guys a call in the morning or see what's going on. So what do I do when I wake up this morning? At 6:15, figuring, you know, just sleeping a little bit. Trailer's still sitting there. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I called the guy up. He says, hey Jeff, he says, hey, I'm really sorry. He says, go ahead and hook up your trailer and put it in dock 26. We'll get you loaded right away. I'm like, all right. So I'm getting all excited. I'm like, cool. They forgot about me, but you know, so what? I'll just go ahead and get me loaded right away. Maybe an hour and a half, something like that. I'll be on the road. This is about 6:30 this morning. It's now 12:27, and I just left. So this was just pretty crazy at this place. I've never been to this place before, and I'll never go back again. So I'm also going to put into our company that we should not go back here as a company, because the Google reviews have a 1.4 rating. Springs Global US in Martinsville, Virginia. And the only reason they got a 1.4, trust me, there's a lot of drivers complaining, which I'm going to put a complaint in too. But so they got 1.4 only because with Google, to put a rating in, you got to put at least 1 star. So of course, 1.4, you maybe have 1 or 2 people out of 50 that have given more than 1 star to get the 0.4. So I just don't understand this place. I think what it is they make the product. I think that's what the one guy told me in the 12:15 phone call. They make the product and they're still making it or something. So I don't know what the holdup is, but the bottom line is, if you look on Google review for this place in Martinsville, Virginia, Springs Global US Incorporated, whatever it is, they got some really bad reviews. So, and I'm going to give it a bad review only because it's just ridiculous. Even though I'll get paid detention pay, and then maybe I can get my company to pay me some extra, because I mean, even though I was doing my 10-hour break, it doesn't matter. It's still a long time waiting. I'm not making the money on the miles and so forth. So, but in any case, I was going to do a video anyways on life as a trucker, and might as well just go right into it. So with this happening, this doesn't happen a lot. I think since COVID, with all these stimulus checks that people are getting, they're not going to work, like lumpers and so forth. Lumpers are the ones who load the trucks and everything. You might go to the grocery store in the past probably 6 months and start seeing like the shelves are a little empty here and there. Well, that's because a lot of these lumpers that load trucks, they're making more money sitting home than they are going to work. So we've had a shortage of people loading trucks. I've had a lot more live loads, live unloads, because they're short-handed. So that has a lot to do with it. It's really slowing down the supply chain. So, but again, this doesn't happen every day, but I just start noticing that it has been happening more often. Now I'm hoping, at least in our state in Florida, now I don't do a lot in Florida except just pick up and drop off once, meaning pick up in the state when I leave from coming home from home time. I leave and then you know, take it somewhere, and then of course when I come into Florida I'll bring it in. But our state is having it where I think it's this month or maybe by July 1st or July 5th, we as a state, we're not going to accept any more of the federal stimulus money, so it's going to force people to go back to work. So I think other states are going to start doing this too, and I really hope they do, because this is just downright ridiculous anymore. So hopefully this will start to get better. But anyways, if you want to know about the trucking lifestyle world, if you want to get into it, I've been in it now since last July, technically solo after training and so forth since October of last year. So I think it's what, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, baby. So the positive is I love it. I love everything about it. I don't know if it's just me as a person. I just love being able to take a product that was made somewhere, it's packaged, whatever it is, a tractor or I don't know, just anything, food, whatever, and it gets put in this big trailer in the back, 53-footer, and I take it somewhere. I take it across the country, and I drop it somewhere to be unloaded, whether it be right away unloaded or just drop it and they get to it. But you know, it's what you see on the shelves in every store, and I brought that there, so I just kind of think that's pretty cool. That's just me. Driving, I've always loved driving. I don't know what about driving is to love, except, you know, because you're looking at the same stuff pretty much every day. You're looking at a road, you're looking at your front windshield, but I don't know, I just kind of like it. I don't really get a chance to stop anywhere to visit places, but I pass by things that I'd see on the internet or on TV, and it's kind of cool. Just going through an area and say, hey, this was just on TV. I saw this, you know, 20 years ago, and here I am driving by it. I think that's kind of cool. But it's a lifestyle, so there's a lot of things which, you know, I can get in detail, or if you have comments or questions, if you have any specific questions about trucking, do put it in the comments down below and I'll respond back. But just overall, trucking is a lifestyle, so you kind of got to set your life up that you can do it. Okay, so let's take a look at this way. So I'm not single, but let's just say you're single, okay? So single, do you want to have an apartment, you know, that you're paying money for, that you're never really there, because some companies make you go out 4 to 6 weeks at a time before you come home. So is it really worth spending the money on an apartment? If you live with mom and dad, you know, that works out well. Just say, look, can I just keep my stuff here, and I'm going to go out driving and make money and help save for a house, let's say, and just ask them if they can keep your stuff there, and then you go out, make your money, and pack it away, and maybe someday down the road buy a house and, you know, do a local trucking gig, you know, where you're home a lot more. But if you're over the road, that's the kind of lifestyle you got to look at, because you're out and about. Now me, I have it set up that I got into this later in life. I'm 50 years old. I'm married, been married for 23 years, 3 children. My daughter's 20. She moved out of the house during college, so she's out. My son's 17, and my youngest one is almost 12. So we talked about it. They're at an age where I'm still home. What I do is I go home every other weekend. So it works out good. I'm out and about making money for just shy of 2 weeks, because I'll usually leave out on a Monday and then come back the following Friday, let's say. So I'll work that week, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then Monday through Friday, and I'm home again. So it works out. So basically, an average person has, what, eight days a month they're off, Saturday and Sunday, let's say. So for, 8 days a month. So I make it that I'm 6. I take 3 days off every other weekend. So basically I take a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it works out good for the family, because I'm away, making money, come back, I'm home for 3 days, do some barbecuing, lay by the pool, whatever, do things around the house, whatever. So it works out good. The quality time is good. The biggest thing, though, being it's a lifestyle, you got to remember, you have to have a wife that understands, you're away. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say it's always easy, even for us. We talked about it, and it's been working for us. There are times that I want to be home, or she wants to be home, but she understands. So that's the biggest thing. If you have a spouse, fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, if you're a woman or girl that wants to go out and do this, just make sure it's talked about way in advance. Don't just say, hey, I want to be a truck driver, and then, you got to talk about it, because on the road, you guys look at my camera here and you think, oh, he's winding through this road. Nah, it looks pretty easy. There's not a lot of cars here. Well, today's a Saturday, so it's pretty easy today. But you have to have a mindset. Your mind's got to be constantly about safety. You got to remember everything you learn trucking. You can't have your fiance, whether it be male or female, arguing with you while you're driving. That's just a big distraction. That's what causes accidents and death and so forth. So, you really want to concentrate, because you're out here, you're driving 11 hours a day, okay? So, with that said, you get tired sometimes. And as soon as your day is done, or even before your day's done, you just want to stop and go to bed, but you can't. You got to keep moving, because the product's got to get there. You got deadlines to meet. You got to work clock to clock sometimes. Sometimes you get breaks in between where you could take a little longer than a 10-hour break. But, it's a mindset thing. And then if you're a parent, let's go back to I have 3 children. So, I had to talk to my children, and they're good with this, and if you have children, that puts a strain on them, mentally, but daddy's gone or mommy's gone for such a long period of time. And these are just the things to start with. I mean, there's many other things too. You have to remember, this is like your home. And then when you go home, what you call home now, if you haven't done any truck driving, that's like your vacation away, your vacation home, or home away from home, because this is what you live in most of the time. And you have to put supplies in your truck. You've always got to buy groceries for the week. You got to put bedding in. You got to buy, George Foreman grills. You got to buy toasters. You got to buy, things you'd have at home. Silverware, plates, drinks. You got to remember all these things. It's not just, buying them for your home where you live now, but you got to supply your truck with all these things too. So, trucking can be an expense in the beginning too. So once you get past that, it's a little easier. At that point, you're just buying food. Once you get all your cooking stuff and everything else, you got to worry about the weather. You got weather to deal with in the trucking business. Are you afraid of driving in the snow? Stuff like that. That's just a spam call. I'm not going to answer that one. So, are you afraid of driving in the snow? Can you drive in the snow? Because driving a truck in the snow is a lot different than a car or a truck, four-wheel drive truck. It's a lot different. Do you mind driving in fog, rain? Because you're always going to come into inclement weather all the time. Just like yesterday when I got to this place, it was pouring rain. So I mean, you got to get wet sometimes. I mean, even though I got my rain gear and stuff like that, you still get wet. Is that going to bother you? The schedule. You're 7 days a week. Your 70-hour clock. In a driving time frame, let's say of a 7-day work week, you're driving 10, 11 hours a day. Is that something you can handle? Not having you know, weekend, like my case, every other weekend. I'm okay with it, but that's just how I make my schedule. Not all truck companies are like night transportation. You can't always make your schedule. Some companies say, yeah, you can do home time whenever you want, but then when you get in there, like the last company I was with, they'll say, yeah, we'll get you home, and then they don't. Can your family handle that? Not getting home on time. So far with night, in 9 months, I think 2 times only, I was a day late coming home. It does happen, but I've heard from other companies it happens a lot. They kind of just entice you to keep moving. They go, oh, we can't get you home when you want to get home, so just take this load and we'll get you home after that. And they don't. So you got to make sure your family understands that too, that you're not always going to get home when you want to be home, okay? GPSs, you got to sometimes, I mean, in my case, I have a GPS in the truck the company has, but I had to buy my own. That's $500. You know, there's some expenses, you know, that, you know, you got to upkeep with, you know, having just for upkeep and everything, because my GPS right now is having an issue after a year. I've talked to Ram McNally. They say there's an issue, and they said to get back to me in 48 hours. I called them. A week later, we're still working on, and they're like, we should have told you 48 hours. The technicians are working on it. So I don't know. They say I'm under warranty, but they're not saying yet it's something that's warrantable. So I might have to buy another GPS. But, you know, on the road, can it get lonely? Just depends. Every person is different. I like to be alone sometimes, you know. If you're the type of person that is very dependent on your spouse, male or female, it doesn't make a difference. You know, you're away. And you get homesick, you know, just things you got to think about. You know, paying the bills, you know, that's another thing. You got to work with your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend or who you live with, you know, who's going to take care of the bills in the house when you're away. Will you still do it, or will they do it? You know, just because you're away, you know, you still got to remember these things. You know, it's not like when you're at home, you come up at nighttime, you sit down and watching TV or something, you talk to your spouse and you pay the bills. You're on the road, so you have the capability, if you're going to do the bills on the road for the household, do you have the capabilities of doing it? Do you have a cell phone that's got unlimited data? You got a tablet? Do you want to put a TV in your truck? You know, I got all 3, you know. These are just other expenses and things you got to think about. So, you know, so there's a lot in trucking. Like I said, I'm just kind of driving along here, just kind of naming some things. But, you know, if there's some questions you guys have about, you know, how I got started, or what kind of things you need to start trucking, what's the best school, what's the best company, you know, please feel free to put in the comments, you know, ask away, because I do answer all my comments, or, you know, any questions you guys have, I respond back. It's usually right away. Now, if I'm driving, it's usually that night when I'm done, let's say. Oh, that's another thing too. Do you want to drive at night? Or do you want to drive daytime? Some companies have it where they, like refrigerated, a lot of times you drive nights a lot, because a lot of deliveries might be 2 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of refrigerated is done at nighttime. Dry van like I run, a lot of your stuff's daytime, but there can be occasional. I heard one time somebody said 1 o'clock in the morning. I've had a few at 6 a.m., you know, and that's not bad, because I like to get up at, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning. So if I get close enough, I just get up at 5 and roll in to their door at 6. No big deal. So that's another thing too. Do you want to do flatbed? You know, flatbed does pay. A lot of companies do pay, you know, to tarp your loads and stuff like that. Not all companies do. That's more work though. You know, you got to worry about getting on top of those flatbeds when there's snow, when there's ice, when it's wet. You know, you're going to get soaked. You know, it's going to be cold. You know, is that what you want to do? So there's things you got to think about. What kind of deliveries you want to do, you know, or heavy haul, even down the road if you want to do heavy haul. You know, that's a whole nother ball game. Okay, do you want to do hazmat? You know, taking around fuel or food grade in the tanker trucks, you know. So it's just, you know, things you got to think about. There's a lot in trucking. The trucking's always going to be around. The greatest thing about trucking is you don't need a college degree. It's always going to be there. It's a great job, because you don't have somebody breathing down your back. You know from where you got to go from point A to point B, and you just do it. You just drive, you know. So, but again, I don't want to make this. It's already been like 20 minutes. I'm sitting here just gabbing away. So I'll just leave it up to you guys. Any questions you have, please, please, please feel free to, you know, put the questions in the comments. I will get back to you guys. And sometimes when you guys ask questions, it'll bring up something on my end, or something to talk about. So if it's something you guys want to talk about, you know, just say, hey, Jeff, can you do a video on this? You know, let me know. I'll do it. You know, I'll just be driving along here. I don't know if it's, I do backing videos now. If there's something you specifically want to see, have me do, I don't know what it may be, let me know. You know, I'll set the camera up to do whatever you guys want. So again, let me know if this is your first time watching this video. You know, I do appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. It does help me out. Make sure you hit the bell afterwards, because that'll let you know about new upcoming videos. And, you know, please share my channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, so I appreciate if you can, you know, put the word out. Share it on your Facebook page, your Twitter account, whatever account you're on. I don't know. But that's it for now. Like I said, just trying to give you, you know, things to think about if you wanted to get into trucking, you know. And if you're a trucker watching this channel now, maybe put something in the comment for me. Say, Jeff, maybe you want to talk about this, or, you know, something you forgot about. You know, it's real important to everybody out there. They can read, you can read their comments too. So, you know, anything, because I want to make my channel educational. I don't want to make it just a, you know, hey, here, look at the view out the window. I want to make it that, you know, you guys can learn what I do. And if it's something you really want to do, you wouldn't have picked up this video. It's about trucking. You wouldn't have picked it up if you didn't have any interest in it. So I'd love to help you out. If you're interested in night, I can help you out with night. I can help you get in. We're all over the country, dude. We do all 48 states. I can help you get into their schooling. You know, just use my driver code, which I'll put up there in the video here, so you guys have that. Just apply through night. There's no cost to apply through night. There's no cost to talk to anybody, but just use my code. And what I do for my subscribers is, if you do start working with night, whether it be you're a truck driver now, or you're brand new and you're going to go to our school, one of our schools, which, by the way, they I believe they still take care of all that for you. I think you just got to get yourself to the school, but they take care of all that. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I split the commission, because I do get a commission, a bonus for bringing somebody on, and I'm willing to split that with you. So if you come aboard, I'm willing to split the commission, you know, and give you some money to start out, you know, if you're new, or if you're already a truck driver. I think you get a bonus, but I'm willing to split my bonus with you too, half my bonus with you too. So, you know. But again, if you have any questions, reach out. Like I said, put them in the comments. I know I keep repeating myself, and I shouldn't, but I want you all to have a good day. I'm headed to Ohio with this load. I believe it's like pillows and everything. I forgot to tell you guys that. So they were making these pillows, I guess, as I was sitting there all night, and this morning, I don't know, it felt like this morning they were making them and not last night. But in any case, I will talk to y'all soon. I'll try to pick up some more video. Maybe I'll put the hat cam on when I get to my delivery in Findlay, Ohio. It's not going to be today now, it looks like, because they really shot my hours down because I sat so long. But I'll catch that up tomorrow. So look out for the next video for some backing. And I'm going to Kohl's, I think it is. The Kohl's Distribution Center, that's what it is. It's not the name where it says I'm going, but I did look it up, and it's their distribution center. So that's where I'll be delivering this stuff. So again, everybody, hope you have a good day, and put some comments in, and we will talk to y'all soon in the next video. Take care, everybody.